Hello everyone, Atram here, and first off I wanted to apologize for the lack of Magic content lately. I've been trying to get myself organized and stuff, and well, let's just leave it at that. So I'm going to definitely this week be producing both this video for standard and a video of a draft, so that way I get both out. But anyways, to the video. So today we are doing a standard video, and this video is featuring Jeskai Tokens, my current favorite standard deck. Now, this brand of Jeskai Tokens is definitely different from other brands of Jeskai Tokens. I've been constantly tweaking it, constantly changing it, trying to find the proper balance for it. So let's go over the list, and we'll show you basically why it's a little bit different. So it has your basic 12 2-drops. That part's pretty much just standard. There's nothing special going on there. Now, if you look at your 3-drops though, there's the notable absence of any Rabblemaster. I've been playing with Rabblemaster for a while, and the card is either completely insane or just the worst card you can draw ever in this deck. I don't want a card that's that hit or miss in this list, so I opted for right now to cut it, and I haven't really gotten to do a lot of testing with this build just yet, but I feel like it's not going to hurt the build too much, but we'll figure it out. So I have 4 Monastery Mentors, which is basically an auto include. It basically took the slot that Rabblemaster had and said, "All right, Rabblemaster, you can go sit on the sidelines. We're gonna play with some real power." And then so the standard 4 Hordling Outbursts, 4 Jeskai Ascendancies. I have 2 Jeskai Charms, 4 Stoke the Flames. The other inclusion is in my 4-drop slot right now is a pair of Shaman of the Great Hunt. I saw this card used against me by another Jeskai Tokens deck, and I was actually quite impressed by it. So I'm trying the card out just to see how it'll work. Because if it survives through the first combat, all your guys are going to get bigger pretty much. Anything that lives. So it doesn't even have to survive the combat damage portion, because it all puts the triggers on the stack at that point. So it's perfectly fine if it dies like that, but it also has the ability that if you have double blue and 2, you might be able to draw an extra card or 2, which can be very important in this deck where you can run out of fuel. So there's that, and then there's 4 Treasure Cruise, which is kind of like, okay, yeah, you don't ever really care for Treasure Cruise in your opening hand unless you have a lot of early other spells, but Treasure Cruise is just such a powerful card in this deck, you really do need it. Looking at the sideboard, we got 3 Swan Song, which Swan Song basically deals with most everything that you care about outside of Perilous Vault and Salumgar. It counters all Wraths, it counters Doomwake Giant, it counters all sorts of stuff. Moving over into the 2-drops, we have Double Glare of Heresy, just to kind of deal with annoying problems, also other Jeskai Ascendancies. We have 2 Disdainful Strokes, helps counter the Salumgar and the Perilous Vault issue, along with Wrath effects, stuff like that. Negates are solid. 3 Arc Lightning help mop up things like Monastery Mentor and a token, Rabblemaster and a token. A Hordling Outburst gets wiped out by an Arc Lightning, so that's something. I have a pair of Outpost Sieges for the control matches, and then there's 1 Chandra, which can also come in the control matches. So quick look at the lands. There's 3 Battlefield Forge, 3 Flooded Strand. I have a total of 7 basics in here, 2 islands, 2 plains, 3 mountains. I opted, instead of a 3-1 split on these lands, to go with a 2-2 because there's a lot of blue in the sideboard and everything. And you really do, and with the Shaman of the Great Hunt, it gives you an extra second blue to search up so that way you can actually use its ability. Moving down, there's 4 Mystic Monasteries, 3 Shivan Reefs, so all of our pain lands are basically just, we have an even split on the pain lands. 2 Temple of Epiphany and 2 Temple of Triumph. So let's give this a shot. Jump right into whatever queue we can fire up right away. So, Jeskai Tokens. Looks like a 2-man will likely fire first. And we will see how the deck continues to perform. So notable matchups for this deck. Control, which has been making a massive resurgence online, can be quite problematic, which is why there's so many sideboard cards dedicated to the control match. Against the control player, you bring in all your swan songs. Depending on the control match, you probably bring in all 7 of these counter spells. You can also bring in the 2 outpost sieges, so that's 9 cards versus the control match. You end up taking out like your lightning strikes, a pair of Jeskai Ascendancies depending on the control match. If it's blue-black, you take out 2 Jeskai Ascendancies. If it's Sultai, you take out 1 because you still need to have Ascendancy, but Sultai has the ability to actually remove your Ascendancy, whereas blue-black's only option for removing it is Perilous Vault or countering it on the way down. So you really do have to have access to your Jeskai Ascendancies. You generally can also take out like your Jeskai Charms, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7 cards at the very least, and then depending on the match you can just adjust a little bit of other stuff. So, and here we go. Alright, so our opponent is DMM, and this hand looks pretty much ideal actually. We get to go Seeker into Jeskai Ascendancy, so we're definitely keeping this hand. And we're on the play, which is just really nice. So we'll lead out with the Mystic Monster. So it looks like we're going to be grabbing a Plains with the Flood Strand, which is perfectly fine. We don't need double blue except for when we have the Shaman. A basic Forest. Okay. Speaking of Shaman. But we actually already will have double blue anyways, so it doesn't really matter. This way we can just follow up with the Jeskai Ascendancy. Right. Get me a Seeker online. Seeker is very impressive. I didn't used to play it in my Jeskai Tokens, and I was like, why am I not playing this card in my Jeskai Tokens deck? This card is just great. I guess he could have counter magic up? I don't know. We're going to run out this Jeskai Ascendancy, though. Worst case, if he has counter magic up, which he does, we still get to punch him for 3 and gain 3, so I'm not too worried about it. And we're going to have, like, if we draw a land, we get to smack him with Shaman of the Great Hunt, which is going to be very nice. And if we don't draw a land, we still have, like, Raise the Alarm and Lightning Strikes to blow up his little guys. Looks like he might be on Teamer because of the colors, so. Hard to say, though. Yep, Teamer it is. So, Savage Knuckleblade, probably. No? Courser Crufix. Okay, Courser of Crufix. And a Frostwalker. That's an interesting one. Huh. Okay. I think I still swing into this. Because I can just Lightning Strike to kill off his guy. And then we still gain 3 life, so I mean... Yep, alright. Lightning Strike, finish your guy off. And my guy doesn't die, and I gain life. Seems good for me. Alright, so... Let's see. Next turn, if we don't draw a land, I'm probably just playing the Monastery Mentor. So we know that he drew a Frostwalker this turn, so he may just play it just because we know he has it. But it's hard to say whether or not that's his ideal choice. It looks like he's playing probably... Oh, another Courser. And a Frontier Biowack is what he's going to be drawing. So I can actually swing right into that Courser again, have the Lightning Strike plan, and just be on good standing. Or I can play a Shaman of the Great Hunt. And I'm going to have to pause the video for a second. Well, later. What do we do? That is the interesting question here. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to swing. We're not going to run this shaman out and have it just trade with a courser just yet. So we're going to swing. We're going to lightning strike that thing if we need to. He's like, no, I'm not falling for that again. So what we're going to do then instead is we're going to run out Monster Mentor. Alright, so, and then he's going to play a Wood Foothills off the top of his deck. Okay, so here's how this is kind of looking. I might end up going Raise the Alarm into to get more tokens on my next turn. It doesn't look like it's going to be... I mean, I can actually swing with both my guys and take out both of his things. So, just because I have double prowess triggers for him. He's got a Mystic on top of his deck. Yeah, he's probably going to shovel that thing away. Alright, so we know in his hand there's a Frostwalker, so that's one thing to remember. But we get to swing with both our guys here still. I guess he could have, what, Lightning Strike? I still get some good value off my Mentor because I have 2 instants, so... I'm just going to raise the alarm then if he's not blocking. I don't need to use the Lightning Strike just yet then. I mean, I could. Make me get in for 8-11 damage, actually. If he Lightning Strikes in response, we lose the guy, but I think it's actually worth it. Let's just blast him. Because we get to follow this up with Shaman of the Great Hunt, and that just gets ridiculous, so... Because we're going to have 4 extra tokens that are going to be swinging. He's like Stubborn Denial. Okay, fine. I still get prowess triggers. I don't care about the Stubborn Denial. So it's 8 damage, which puts him to 6. And then I have a bunch of tokens all over the field. I think I'm in pretty good shape. And he just opted to draw his Elvish Mystic instead of, you know, shuffling it away, which is interesting. Because now I know he has Frostwalker, Elvish Mystic in hand. We're at 29 life, which seems like a very solid life total. Okay, so he's going to play that. So he has the ability to gain, well, to lose 2 and gain 4, so gain 2 life. Which looks like he might just be doing that now just to, you know, get that out of the way. Or to shuffle away a Shivan Reef and put a new Shivan Reef right back on top of his deck, which is interesting. 5 drop? Oh, hi Stormy. I don't care about you right now. It's like, I'm just being honest. I really actually don't care about Storm Breath right now. I mean, Storm Breath has to play defensive. If it doesn't, he could be in very big trouble. I mean, maybe he doesn't play defensive with Storm Breath. Maybe he just tries to get in there. But, yeah, he's not in great shape. So. Another Stoke the Flames. Interesting. Well, I think we're going to drop this Shaman of the Great Hunt. And then not actually attack this turn, which is really awkward. Because I want to be able to Stoke the Flames. So, yeah. I don't want the Shaman just dying. as I said, very awkward. Don't get me wrong, extremely awkward. Plus now I can actually draw cards off the shaman, so that's something. He always seems to have a Shivan Reef on top of his library. It's interesting. Yeah, you got a Mystic. So I can stoke away the Stormbreath Dragon, trigger the prowess on everything, swing. They all get counter. Anything that does some damage gets counters. Sure, you got that thing. Yeah, he's just having, like, I gotta get defenses out. I gotta get defenses out. I'm just like, okay. You enjoy yourself. The treasure cruise, you say? Interesting. Well, let's stoke that. Fortunately, I can't cast Treasure Cruise just this turn. I can cast it next turn, though. If I had one more land, I could cast it this turn. He's just like, okay, I give up here. Alrighty. Well, that worked out fine. So I really actually don't know proper sideboard versus Teamer. I've only played against it a few times. Knowing what they have Stubborn Denials. They have bulky creatures like Savage Knuckleblade, Stormbreath, Pelucranos, stuff like that. So maybe Disdainful Stroke comes in. But they also have a very tight low end to their curve as well. Arc Lightning can kill Mana Dorks. So maybe it's worth an inclusion or two, but that's about it. I think her main board is actually pretty solid versus them. So maybe swap out like a Lightning Strike for an Arc Lightning and a Treasure Cruise and an Ascendancy. Yeah. And an Ascendancy for double Disdainful Stroke to help deal with like Stormbreath Dragon. It's an option. You really still want Lightning Strikes because they can just help kill things at instant speed and trigger prowess. So I didn't want to cut too many of those. And I don't want to cut Stoke the Flames because Stoke the Flames is just an excellent card. So, I mean, it's kind of a very sort of sideboard, but it's a sideboard, so, you know, it's something. Nothing wrong with that. The pair of Disdainful Strokes is probably more important than anything else out of those. Well, this is interesting. So I got Disdainful Stroke, I got the double red for Hordling Outburst, I have Jeskai Ascendancy and a Treasure Cruise. I think I can keep this. I get to start off with, I have double blue and double red, so, and I don't need double white, so yeah, this works out fine, I think. Oh, another Temple of Epiphany. Well, I guess we'll play that. No, I don't need a fifth land. Not right now, at least. Maybe on, like, turn 5 or 6, I might want one. Who knows? Hard to say. So I guess I'm going to go another Temple of Epiphany into Battlefield Forge since he didn't play a Mana Dork. I mean, I guess if he goes land Mana Dork this turn, it might be worth it to play Battlefield Forge, then the island, so that way we can have up Hordling Outburst. Or not Hordling Outburst, Disdainful Stroke. But since he didn't do that, we're going to just run out another Temple of Epiphany. And that can stay right where it is, because Stoke the Flames is awesome. Free spell plus the ability to untap the creatures that tap for it? What? What's going on here? Alright, Courser of Kruvix. And there's another Frontier Biowhack on top. Okay. Sure. Think I want the Jeskai Ascendancy first, since he doesn't have any counter magic up for it. No stubborn denials right now. And next turn I can have the land up for Hordling Outburst, so... Plus it allows Hordling Outburst to trigger the Jeskai Ascendancy, which is nice. Because getting those draw discards in is fairly important for our deck. And the Stoke the Flames even gets to kill a Savage Knuckleblade, potentially? Oh my. Well, no, he's gonna have mana up now for Stubborn Denial. Never mind. Yeah, or not, yes, his is Stubborn Denial, mine's Disdainful Stroke. Oh, he has a Shaman of the Great Hunt. Hi, how's it going? You're gonna get stoked. Just making certain you're aware of that. You're getting stoked to death. Ouch. That did hurt, though. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like just randomly taking 6 on turn 4. So we'll go red, 1. Hordling first. Get our draw discard on, so that way we can discard a Shivan Reap, I guess. Because I already have double blue. I have plenty of red, so I don't need that. Yeah. That Shaman of the Great Hunt just has to go. Draw. Discard. I would prefer to use a Lightning Strike on it because this actually kills that, but, you know... beggars can't be choosers. And I'd prefer not to have my spell countered by whatever the hell he's going to do. Draw. I'm tempted to just discard the island because I want to keep the Monastery Mentor. Yeah, I think we just discard the island. Get rid of that Shaman. Screw that thing. Alright, so next turn we can potentially, if we draw another land, which is since I just discarded 2 lands, it's kind of like, you want to draw another land? Yeah. If we draw a land, we get to have some good stuff going on here because we can go Mentor into Lightning Strike or Disdainful Stroke back up. If we don't draw land, then we just kind of roll with what we got. Oh, hi, Creator's Claws. How's it going? So that's his endgame there. I mean, aside from, you know, Savage Knuckleblade and everything. Which gets to come down, have haste, and have Stubborn Denial back up. Whew, that's gross. Yep, that's a thing. It's almost making me consider just jumping with a Goblin token. Because I don't want to take 7 this turn. If I take 7 this turn, I'm going to be at 6, and then Creator's Claws is just lethal, basically. I guess we're going to chump one of them with a Goblin token, so that way we're still at 10 life. Because he's got Stubborn Denial up. He's made certain of that. We actually drew a land. That's nope, wrong mana. Alright, so we got the Monastery Mentor on line. I think I'm going to just have to pass, because I need to be able to try to cast the Disdainful Stroke to catch his Creator's Claws. Because what I'm going to do, this is awkward. Because if he has Stubborn Denial, which I'm pretty certain he probably does, then I have to double block. Gross. Do I have to double chump? That's pretty gross. Alright. Chumps away, I guess. Chump, chump. I can Lightning Strike to finish that off, which is nice. Remove one threat at the very least. Because the goblin gets its equivalent of prowess from my Jeskai Ascendancy. Yay, Jeskai Ascendancy. Whee! So. Get some guys online and stuff like that. I wonder if he's actually debating stubborn denialing that. Or this, which would be really nice for me, actually. I'd actually be perfectly fine if he wanted to stubborn denial the lightning strike. Because then I have disdainful stroke up for his whatever the hell. We're going to discard a treasure cruise, because I don't need 2 treasure cruises right now. So we know he's got a Wild Slash coming. We know he has a Crater's Claws. And I'm trying to think if I know anything else about his hand. I don't feel like I do for some reason. Alright, so he had a land. So he has Crater's Claws plus this plus 1 card. Oh, is he Crater's Clawsing the Monastery Mentor? Sure, that's fine. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. Makes Treasure Cruise nice and easy to cast, I guess. And an Heir of the Wilds. So, we know he has 1 card, and then he's drawing the other thing, so... Alright, let's do this. Let's get our cruise on, shall we? Always nice to get your cruise on. Time to go cruising. So mainly reason I'm doing cruise pre-combat. Even though I don't get to untap the monster or the monk, I mean the monk would die to that because I have no instance to cast during combat, so worth noting there. Oh, interesting. I might actually discard the Hordling Outburst because of I drew the Raise the Alarm. Okay. So I can actually go Raise the Alarm into Stoke the Flames, potentially just deal with everything he has next turn. That could work out well. So I gotta stay on the defense. I mean, I could have swung, but I don't think it really helps me to swing. Okay, so that clears out every thought we had of anything in his hand. The only thing he has is Wild Slash, which means we're good to do whatever the hell we want. Which is nice. So he'll swing with both his things. We'll go Raise the Alarm. Then we'll Stoke, attempt to hit the Savage Knuckle Blade. Or actually, do I just Stoke that? Let's see. I have to try to think through win con here, basically. So right now he's swinging for 7. So I have to Raise the Alarm. I can draw discard. I can get rid of this Disdainful Stroke now. I don't need that. Arc Lightning. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So we'll try to do this. He'll be like, okay, pump it or bounce it, one way or the other. And I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I still get to draw a discard and everything, and my guys still get bigger. So I'm guessing he pumps it, and then if I block right, maybe he bounces it so he can have the threat still. I don't know what he does. It'll be interesting to see. Because, yeah, if he pumps it, I just block it with a soldier now. And then he's like, great, now I gotta bounce it or I lose it. Okay, so he's going to undergo the bounce or lose it process. Which is fine by me. I don't really mind either way. And then I'll take 3 from that because I can Arc Lightning that next turn. Let's draw a discard, though. I'm going to discard this other Jeskai Ascendancy. Okay, so. Since we know the only card he has is Wild Slash, if I double block it with tokens, then he can't just Wild Slash to keep his guy alive. So he has to actually bounce it now. Or loses Savage Knuckleblade, which is excellent for us. If he opts to lose his Savage Knuckleblade, it's just amazing. And if he doesn't, then we gotta play very defensively. So we'll figure it out. Yeah, so he's gonna bounce it. We're gonna go to 5. We know he has 2 damage naturally, just let's see what we can do here. We're gonna start with an Arc Lightning to that thing. Finish that little bugger off. So 1, 2, 3. Get our draw discard on. So that way we can get rid of this Mystic Monastery. So Knuckleblade, haste, bounce, mana. So draw a discard. Oh, well that helps immensely. That allows us to take us right out of the danger zone here. That works out nicely. So we swing, and then we go, ha! I drew a Jeskai Charm. I'll go to 4 in order to go back up to a lot. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, plus 4, plus 4. So we gain 14 life here, I think. Go to 18. Seems good to me. Think, unless, did I do my, oh no, I did that right, okay. Goodbye, Master Mentor. I'd rather have an instant or sorcery. Bam! Take 14. Sometimes this deck just comes out of nowhere with things like Jeskai Charm. It's like, oh, I was losing? I guess now we're fairly even, because his 2 cards are, I mean, sure, he has me still slightly worried, but he has to pull some pretty ridiculous stuff to come back. I suppose if he goes Savage Knuckleblade into, what, Crater's Claw? No, he has to have something more than that. Yeah, he's like, I gotta kill that thing, because that thing's just annoying. So with Lightning Strike, I have him at 4, plus the soldier tokens, could be lethal straight up. That could work. We'll see what he plays. If he plays Knuckleblade, gives it haste and swings, he's just basically dead, I think. Unless he has another Wild Flash, at which point if I have something, it could be a completely different situation, and he tapped an extra green for some reason. So what you doing? I think he has to play defensive with, yeah, he has to play defensive with his Knuckleblade. Portling Outburst. Okay, that's fine. Let's get more tokens, shall we? I like tokens. Tokens are fun. Discard. Oh, well, goodbye, Lightning Strike. It's like, oh, Lightning Strike? Why would I need Lightning Strike when I have Treasure Cruise? Who needs a burn spell when you can have more burn spells? Yay, burn spells. No, do not draw, discard a card. I guess I could have. Land then. So I will lose a guy to put him to 4 here because, well, I might as well. It doesn't actually harm me to just lose a guy here. because having him at 4 means I'm just one non-creature spell away from killing him right now. He still can't easily attack, and I mean, maybe it was a little callous just to throw a soldier away there, but I still have 4 creatures to his 1, 2. I guess he's playing another one here. What'd he get? Another Savage Knuckleblade, maybe? No, something else. Oh, fun. Do you dare swing with that? No. Okay, so he can draw 2 cards though, which does make this very interesting. Especially because my treasure crew's pretty much blanked. So I really do actually need to hit something now, because otherwise he is going to get some advantage on me here. So I need this Temple of Triumph to find me like just a quality burn spell and get things going. I guess I could have waited an extra turn on the treasure cruise. I'm trying to think through that. Since I'm at 18 life, I probably could have. That has to go away. Alright, so let's dump this Seeker the way on the field. Oh boy. Okay, so trying to think of, I mean, Stoke the Flames is obviously just straight up good. He's gonna draw 2 cards here probably with his Shaman. Yep, so his Shaman's gonna draw him 2 cards, which is not cool for us. At least right now he still pretty much has to fear that any one non-creature spell can just wipe him out of the game. Because if I hit with everything and then cast any non-creature spell, I still get in for that 4 damage that I need. Because he can only block 2 of my guys right now. Trying to think of how... Let's see, Raise the Alarm would be great. Hoarding Outburst, obviously. Another Treasure Cruise would be interesting. We have drawn 12 more cards than him this game, by the way, if that wasn't already obvious. Just by looking at the numbers, we're at 29, he's at 41, and he actually started on... no, hi, Stormy. So, interesting. Yeah, he's got all these big beefy guys, but he has to play defensive, because if I actually do draw anything worthwhile, I can just still straight up kill him. Although, unfortunately, this is going to get very bad very quickly, because his stuff is obviously all better than mine. And he's drawing 3 cards this turn. Which is why Shaman of the Great Hunt can just be bonkers in the right deck. And why drawing nothing is a pain in the butt. Also worth noting, he's running low on time. And this is, what, game 2? So, that's something worth noting. He's taken an extra 10 minutes over us. This might be the point where he monsters Stormy and just kind of gets in there with it. Oh, another Storm Breath Dragon? Oh, boy. Whew. Alright. That's gross. I guess I could have easily Disdainful Stroke that Storm Breath Dragon, but... Oh, hello there. Why, hello there. I guess I'll play a Shaman of the Great Hunt. So... Still can't easily attack. I mean, it doesn't do me any good to attack right now. It's kind of one of those first person to blink battles, which is very unfortunate. But he's now drawing 4 cards where I'm going to draw 1 card, which is completely and utterly gross. I definitely should have countered that Storm Breath Dragon last turn. I wouldn't have used the draw discard effect, but I definitely should have countered it. Um, I guess right now I can consider myself saving it for a Creator's Clause. Ugh. Oops. That was a misplay on my part. Let's see here. So if he swings at those Storm Breaths, Monstrous is one of them. He's going to swing with that. Soldier under the bus? Could have double blocked to kill it potentially, but I don't. He clearly had something up his sleeve, so I didn't want to worry about that potentially. I don't know what he has up his sleeve, but another Storm Breath? No. We're done with that. You've had enough Storm Breaths for now, sir. You have to give me a few moments here. I might just draw a discard to try to, like, see if I can fish out a land. It's a little iffy trying to do that. He's going to Stubborn Denial that. Or he's going to Lightning Strike my guy. Sure, I can't do anything in response, so that guy's just dead. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm going to... Let's see. What burn have we used so far? We've used one Arc Lightning, or the one Arc Lightning, 2 of 4 Stokes, 2 of 3 Lightning Strikes. So there's 2 Stokes, 1 Lightning Strike, 1 Jeskai Charm. I'm going to do it. Alright, good. Get rid of the land. And get another land. Holy shit, land, go away. I don't want you. He's gonna be like, draw 4 more cards. And I'm gonna be like, oh my god. Yeah. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Not really, but to be fair though, I'm 99.9% certain this is still game 2. Just double check that, but I'm pretty certain this is still game 2. Turn 6, Red Foothills, turn 7. Yeah, Frostwalker that, Mentor that, Conceded. Yeah, this is still game 2. And he's at 2.5 minutes left? Really? Wow. So, we're gonna probably win the match anyways, even though we're gonna lose this game most likely, because we've drawn really dead. Which happens with this deck, unfortunately. But he's just been durdling around so much that the Moto clock's just gonna get to him. Because I don't think it's feasible to win a game in 2 minutes. But, oh, hi, okay, sure. You killed your Shaman of the Great Hunt. Nicely done. $12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not quite. Oh, you got another one. Okay. Fine, so you still have lethal. That's fine. So he's, as I said, we lose this game. But then he's got 1.5 minutes to win game 3. So if I even put up any fight at all, I win the match. I mean, at this point you'd be calling the judge over for slow play because, sure, have fun, I guess. That's him saying, well, I don't give a fuck, I guess. Oh no, that's me saying that, my bad. Sure. Still game 2, buddy. That's why I was double checking. At least I'm 90% certain it's still game 2. Yeah. Still game 2. Going to sideboarding. I mean, you took forever to win that game. We couldn't have drawn another Treasure Cruise, by the way. I was thinking that was still another out, but it wasn't. Arc Lightning can come right back out. It's not actually good in this. He doesn't have as many mana dorks as I thought he did. In the grindier parts of the match, I would bring in Outpost Siege, but I think in this I just want to keep him off of early threats, because play to your outs, right? I've got 13 minutes to his minute and a bit, and this hand's actually a really good hand anyways, so not just for the fact that it'll stall him, but for the fact that this is actually like a premier keep hand with this, because you go Seeker into Jeskai Ascendancy, which is just nice, and yeah, not much else to say beyond that. Okay. Seeker the way. Go. Yep. I mean, I don't know what my opponent has, but I'd keep this hand in a game 1 any day of the week, pretty much. So, sure, that's dead. Whatever. My cares are none on this one. Might have been better to play that so that way I could fetch another land out of the deck, especially since those are going to actually be coming up on useless soon. Yeah, I win the match. Okay. Well, anyways, that was me showcasing Jeskai Tokens against Teamer Midrange, Teamer Monsters, Teamer Big Guys. We'll call it Teamer Monsters. I feel like this deck definitely has a lot of power, and it's just a matter of working on trying to get your draws to be a little more consistent, which is why I'm testing this Shaman of the Great Hunt. Obviously, it really didn't do a whole heck of a lot in that match. It came down, it threatened to draw cards, and then I had to Disdainful Stroke a third Stormbreath Dragon because he was drawing infinite cards with his Shaman. Shaman's obviously worse in our deck than it is in a deck like theirs, but if you have like Jeskai Ascendancy, Monster, and Mentor out, you cast one spell and then you activate Shaman, you draw 2 cards at the very least. So, things to consider. It's just a test for right now, and I will obviously let you know as if it continues to work out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, love the press, and see you in the next video.